The story of the Mongol Empire is one of the most astonishing chapters in human history. From humble beginnings in the remote steppes of Central Asia, the Mongols rose to dominate the largest contiguous land empire the world has ever known. Their rise was swift, their dominance brutal, and their legacy enduring. But like all empires, their power eventually declined, undone by internal divisions, external resistance, and the unstoppable tide of time. It began with a man named Temujin. Born into a fractured and war-torn tribal world around 1162, Temujin's early life was marked by hardship. His father was poisoned by rival clans, and his family was cast out and left to survive alone. Yet from this adversity, Temujin learned the skills of leadership, strategy, and resilience. Through a combination of military genius, diplomacy, and ruthless efficiency, he united the Mongol tribes under his leadership, and in 1206 was proclaimed Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. Under Genghis Khan's command, the Mongols transformed from a group of scattered nomadic tribes into a disciplined and highly organized military machine. Their cavalry was unmatched, fast, deadly, and terrifyingly coordinated. They struck fear into the hearts of empires and kingdoms that had existed for centuries. The Khwarezmian Empire, the Jin dynasty, and countless others fell before them. The Mongols didn't just conquer, they annihilated when they had to, sending a message that resistance was not only futile, but fatal. Yet the Mongols were more than destroyers. They were also administrators, pragmatists, and innovators. They created one of the most efficient communication networks the pre-modern world had ever seen, with relay stations and messengers that could carry news across thousands of miles. They revitalized the Silk Road, making it safer for merchants and traders, and in doing so they connected the East and West in a way that had never been possible before. After Genghis Khan's death in 1227, his descendants continued his legacy. The empire expanded under his sons and grandsons, reaching its peak under Kublai Khan, who established the Yuan dynasty in China. The Mongol Empire came to span from the shores of the Pacific Ocean to the banks of the Danube River. At its height, it covered over 9 million square miles, nearly a quarter of the world's land surface. But with such vast territory came inevitable cracks. The empire was divided into four main Khanates: the Yuan dynasty in China, the Ilkhanate in Persia, the Chagatai Khanate in Central Asia, and the Golden Horde in Eastern Europe. Though they shared a common origin, these Khanates grew increasingly independent and culturally distinct. Unity turned to rivalry, and cooperation gave way to conflict. Internal divisions were only part of the empire's undoing. Rebellions erupted, notably in China, where Mongol rule was, deeply resented. In 1368, the Yuan dynasty was overthrown by the Ming dynasty, marking the end of Mongol rule in China. Elsewhere, economic decline, plague, and military defeats chipped away at Mongol control. By the 15th century, most of the Khanates had either collapsed or been absorbed into rising regional powers. Despite its fall, the Mongol Empire left a profound legacy. It reshaped the political geography of Eurasia, accelerated the exchange of goods and ideas, and for better or worse, demonstrated the raw power of military force paired with strategic vision. The empire's brief but explosive dominance reminds us that history is not always written by those with the longest rule, but often by those who burn brightest, even if only for a moment. The rise and fall of the Mongol Empire is a powerful tale of ambition, conquest, and impermanence. It is a reminder that no empire, no matter how mighty, is immune to the forces of change. And in that truth lies one of history's most enduring lessons. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more history deep dives.